I'm saying? So
I think that at some point you made a comment to my grandfather that you have to be ready and have experience with enough women to know that you want to commit. To me, that sounds like you want to run through a bunch of girls and then settle down. But I feel like I understood what you were trying to say in the sense of like, you need to have experience and know what you're looking for in a woman. You have to go through a bunch of women or some women. You need to date around and really like figure out what would make you happy in the long run. Like, who can you spend the rest of your life with? And that comes with a lot of experience, you know?
Well, it's not like knowing who you want to spend your life with. You can know who you want to spend your life with. It's just knowing that you got all these wants and needs and desires that, you know, fill your head or going to fill your head. You got to make sure you have those out of the way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can go out and you can be confident with
the fact that you're ready to settle.
I'm with this one person and I know I had enough experiences and been with this many people, because you don't want to be that. As a man, is that guaranteed that you'll, like, even if you feel that way right now, so say we got married right now, you feel that way right now, is there a chance that it could change? That's what scares me. See, I don't see that. You see how you got these guys or even women to go out there and say, I want to see if I still got it. I mean, I guess it could come to a point where you know you're satisfied with your experiences and how many experiences you had with different women and, you know, playing the field and being a player and all that type of stuff. And then you start being with one woman for a long time, and you married and all that type of stuff, and you're like, I want to see if I still got it out. Like
see, that's what I'm saying. There's no.
I mean, you can't say no. It can never happen. I mean, that'd be ridiculous to say no. It can never happen, right? So I would assume, that can happen again. Like, you look at maybe that goes back to you were talking to your wife and telling her that, you know, we need to maybe do a little something else to boost this. Goes
back to the open,
spark this thing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, get this wick and this flint. You know what I'm saying? We got strike this.
Oh my God. I think it also upbringing can have a lot to do with it. So like men being afraid of commitment, like if they didn't grow up seeing like a marriage, it's pretty likely that they either will want to get married because they didn't have that, or they don't have a great view on marriage. Like if they had like parents who split up, maybe they're scared to commit. Yeah. They could love you, but they could be scared to get married if they have like a history of broken family, or if they weren't even like taught that marriage is important. Mm-hmm. I feel like that could be something that like men aren't as willing to get married sometimes as women.
Well, even like Stevie J said when he was a kid, his mom left the family, left his dad, left the kids behind.
So it left a bad taste in his mouth.
So for forever, that kind of like damaged him and damaged his way of looking at women and being able to commit and trust women. Yeah. Just seeing that as a kid is just for no real reason, never even really knowing the reason why he left, just abandoned the family. And then so that could be real traumatizing and make you, you know, perceive women and look at women a different way. Like, you know, that's straight trauma. And that, you know, that goes along with saying something we were saying, like unhealed trauma.
Yep. It'll show up at some point throughout your life, especially like if you're trying to get into something serious or get a man to commit. You'll see a lot of red flags if they weren't brought up with two parents. You'll start to see like they kind of have to learn how to be in a marriage and learn how to get married and how to go about fixing those things because they never were shown it. Yeah. And in the Black community, that's kind of big. That's a big thing too, particularly in the Black community, because, you know, there's a lot of broken homes in the Black community. So probably the majority of the Black children don't necessarily get to see like their biological mom and their biological dad have a happy marriage growing
up. So it's hard to emulate that and, you know, kind of, you know, formulate those different relationships if they were never seen or they were like infallible to a lot of people in that community. So like something's not real. Like you see it on TV, like, oh, look at it, the Cosby Show or, you know, that's not real. My wife and kids. Well, not the Cosby Show. Bill Cosby was canceled. So, not that, but maybe the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air then. What a new one. Well,
Viv and Uncle Phil. That's a great example.
What's the Medea show? The show Medea.
Medea.
Well, not Medea, but the one that Tyler Perry put on with the the black couple was, I forget the name.
There's a bunch of, what do you mean there's a bunch?
Well, no, it's like the longest running black TV show ever.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a Tyler Perry show. I forget what it's called. Meet the
Browns?
Meet the Browns?
Maybe. I don't know.
One of them shows, one of them like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of black kids, they don't necessarily get to see that with their own two eyes. Like I said, so it's hard for them to kind of emulate that.
Okay.
You know?
I think that on the misunderstood aspect, I think men can, like I said, have a bunch of different reasons to not know how to commit or fully commit to a woman. And I think maybe asking hard questions can help break that barrier. Like if at a certain point in a relationship, if you're 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the line, I feel like if you should start asking those questions. If you can see, you know, your life with that person, you have to ask them, like, you know, would you want to be married? When did you want to get married? Kind of like start asking those questions and throwing out hints, because I feel like men aren't going to be, hey, let's get married tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to.
At the same time, you got to tell the truth. You got to tell how you really feel. Like when those hard questions are asked.
Yeah.
Don't
sugarcoat it.
When you get put on the spot.
Yeah.
Tell the truth. Tell how you really feel. It'll save you a lot of headaches. It'll save you a lot of time. And it'll save you a lot of searching for the person that you really need in your life. Because you really just come out there and like say what you really feel. Say what you really want. Instead of lying and acting like you're ready when you're really not. Because you never know what your partner's going to say. You never know what the person's going to say.
But I feel like they don't say something because they don't want to lose them. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people in a relationship who, well, they'll be like, oh, well, I want to have kids, and the other person don't really want them. But they'll say maybe and string them along for years.
They'll say they won't give you a definitive answer one way or the other. They'll keep breadcrumbing you, like
just to not lose that person.
Then all of a sudden,
which is selfish.
Then all of a sudden, one person don't have the kid, or one person does have the kid, and then one person's bitter, and then another person has to deal with a bitter spouse. Yeah, all because you just didn't voice what you really wanted in the relationship from the beginning. Because you would have either said, you know what, I can't deal with that, or they would have either said, you know what, We'll compromise one way or the other and get on the same page. Or you could just broke up and left and found somebody who is on the same page and does want to do the same things that you want to do in life.
Is there ever a time that you felt misunderstood in a relationship? And don't say with me, because that's not true. Yeah. Kind of like, you know, when the other person not really fully want to commit, but they're always telling you that they need for you to commit, but they won't commit until you commit. And then they tell you you're not ready to commit. So they give you a bunch of like things to do before you like to prove that you're committed, but they're not ready to commit. They give you a runaround, but deep down inside, you know that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside, you say to yourself, you know what, I can do it. I'll be good with it, but it's like a vicious cycle, and but then it brings you the question to, is that other person really just stringing me along? So this is your personal experience, right? Yeah. What do you mean? It's like if the other person stringing me along to make it seem like I'm the one who's not willing to commit, and I got to do these certain things, but the other person's not really willing to commit all the whole time, but kind of making it. So how is it that you felt misunderstood then in that scenario? Because I'm saying I know that deep in my heart, I am willing to commit. But because of the stuff that you're doing and the way that you're acting, I'm not going to fully commit, but you're making it seem like. So then you feel misunderstood in the sense of you're the one acting this way. That's why I'm not giving you commitment. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But then they're trying to tell you that you don't have the ability to commit. Which deep down, I know I would if these other things wasn't going to happen. Right. But did you vocalize those things? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So in that sense, that just means you're not with the right person. Because if like there's needs not being met, and you're expected to still do something. By the end of the day, I always felt like the other person was stringing me along and pretending and deflecting to me what's really going on with them. Okay. You know, that's what I'm saying. So it's like. But always making me the fall guy. Like, you know, it's really manipulation types, you know? Okay. So that, I'm sure there's a lot of that in relationships where it's like, they don't really know, but then they kind of push it on the man. So I can see that. I'm sure that's pretty common, honestly.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. That's what I thought. A penny for your thoughts, a nickel for your kiss. Grab a dandelion and make a wish. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. That's what I thought.